Well, let me move this out of the way. Alright.
Can you see the chat, Stuart?
Yeah. I also saw that someone.
What's...
Are we live?
Yes, sir. We are live. How is it going, everybody?
What's up, guys?
Hello.
Oh, there we go. It's the Beastie Boys in the house tonight.
Thanks.
The coolest three guys ever. Well, the two coolest guys. I'm the ride along, right?
Hopefully, stop, man.
Oh.
How are you doing tonight, Stuart from the Netherlands? How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, good. I'm sorry, I probably got a bit of feedback there from I gotta mute my YouTube. 1 second. All right, there we go. Hey, yeah, I'm good. Surprisingly awake, considering it's 1 a.m. in the morning.
You're looking mighty spry there, man.
Yeah, I'm a bit sporadic. Again, as usual, I got my whiskey because I'm off the clock.
I hear you.
So,
hey, don't we all, man? That's what it's about. Cheers. Oh, so beautiful, beautiful plane, man. Very impressed with this airplane, as I've told guys. Your premiere this morning was outstanding. Had a good crowd in there, over 150 some people at one point in time.
yeah.
Even Mr. GB Linden was up and with us at that time of morning.
There he is.
Yeah, so great crew. We saw Terry was in there. Very good to have Terry as well. But I am super impressed. This is a beautiful, beautiful airplane. The foam quality of this airplane is that of any other on the market today. The scale, detail, everything about it. It's just a great airplane, man. So you have the platform now and tell us all about it.
Well, it's thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Dustin. Sorry, I got a little bit of hay fever here. Or maybe I was kidding, and I have. It's been a busy day, actually, so I have a right to be tired. It's been very busy. Yeah, the King Twin 1700, brand new one from Avios. Got a box behind me. It's not an empty box. There is
a big box
in there. So if anybody wants to have a look at a particular part right out of the box, let us know in the comments, and we can oblige. Jeff, I know you've got one there, of course, and thank you for the videos that you've been putting out. Really enjoyed that. Yeah, so it's a brand new model from Avios. It's been a while since we've had something brand new, and we're really rather pleased with it. And we're also today, especially, we saw the reaction, and it's been really positive, which is great. People have been saying it's something a little different to the market, which yeah, I could say it is. We've got other stuff that's a little bit more common, should we say? Like we have the first of the Reno Aces series, and then the Cub before that. Now we know that they won't please everybody, but in terms of popularity, they're evergreen models. So it's good to keep bringing those out. It makes perfect business sense. But then what's also nice is to bring something brand new and that little bit different. And it's a nice size model. It transports well because, as you've seen, maybe some of you haven't, but it's got those. They're basically like PC connector that we used on this to clip the wing on and off very, very easily. And then the LEDs are on there as well. Thank you, Jeff. So that actually makes what is a sizable model something very, very transportable, which I think is quite cool, and not something we've done much of in any of the HobbyKings lines in recent history. So look out for more of those kind of features going forward.
Right.
Seem to be well received. But it's a great flying aircraft. It goes together well. It's pretty simplistic in how it assembles, but it does fly very, very well. Spent a lot of time tuning the power system, going through different setups and stuff, making adjustments to the models. I was just watching flying a sample a little under a year ago. I had very small motors in it, and you could see it was underwhelming. And then I had the really hot motors, and it was flying. Those motors were baking hot by the end.
Yeah,
that was not a possibility. But we managed to find a happy medium, and that's what you're seeing now in the production model that Jeff, you've been flying, and the ladies and gentlemen out there have been ordering and will be receiving soon. So
Awesome.
yeah, we're pleased and we're eager to see people's reaction to it. I'm also very keen to see people doing custom schemes and stuff like that on this model. I think it's a great canvas for that kind of thing. Similar aircraft in real life would have flown in both military service and civilian use, so there's a lot of scope out there. So yeah, all round, quietly pleased and proud with this one.
Well, I mean, I'd like to say thank you to everyone that's watched my video today. I think when I was coming home from work this afternoon, rather quickly, to get here for an earlier show, looking at the numbers, I think I've gotten an average of 1 view per minute today. So that's pretty impressive.
Awesome.
For me and my channel. I'm tickled with that. But I also wanted to say that if you guys have not looked at John VHRC, GB Linden, the Petrinkic Brothers, Essential RC, all of these guys are putting out beautiful, beautiful videos.
Indeed they are.
Of course, John and GB, they film together. They do great reviews, great builds. Their video is always great. Of course, we all know the Petrinkics, and glad to see their videos. Big salute to all of them as well. And so yeah, it's one of those things where it's glad to see everybody's videos and how well everybody's doing. This is a great flying airplane. I mean, it's big enough that it's very light on its feet. Our grass at our field the other day, I've had a couple people comment about the landing gear on my flight. You guys know, you've watched my videos enough to know, our field is normally like a putting green, okay? This year, we have had more rain here than I think in August than we've ever had. We cannot stay ahead of the grass.
It's too actually here.
Yeah, I mean, we can't. We're cutting grass at my house right here every 3 to 4 days, and so when you're cutting a 1,700-foot runway, which is what we have, that's 100-foot wide, it's all the owner can do to keep it cut. So when I flew this plane this past weekend for the maiden and got it up, our grass was not at its peak potential, and it still did well. So a lot of thatch laying on the ground where he tried to get it cut. So even still, if it was pretty tall for our field, this plane did great, guys. So if you've got geotech, asphalt, really tight grass, this plane's going to do phenomenal for you, because it comes off, as you saw in Stuart's video and my video, the plane comes off very nicely. And once it's in the air, it flies incredibly well. When I came down with this plane in the video, the grass being taller, it kind of, like you said in your video, Stuart, the plane kind of stops,
Yeah.
And when it stopped, I think it just kind of grabbed that gear. Those are piano wire type gear, guys. I just went in, I bent it back out, got it done, had it back up for the second flight. As you guys saw, it did very well. You're right. If you have a landing like that, it's pretty straightforward just to bend the gear back a little bit there. And it's funny that you should mention the grass thing, because someone else asked me that today, and I remembered that this has only ever been flown off of grass throughout most of its development. So we always knew that it needed to be able to cope with grass. It's definitely not a Tundra or anything like that, or any model with a fixed gear. It's going to have a little bit of give, and be a bit more sensitive. But pay attention to the landing, especially. I've said it in the video. When you come into land, try and flare and to land on the two main wheels first, and it will flare really, really nicely. Yes.
I think quite a few of us have shown or demonstrated the stall in flight. It's pretty benign. There's pretty much no stall, and you can get it very, very slow. I think actually, Jeff, I watched your landing, and you were actually coming in quite fast. You can slow down a lot more than that, and I know you've slowed down a lot more than that since.
Yes.
And then when it is slowing down, you're flaring the elevator, and it will touch down on the first, and then the nose, and then it will stop quite quickly.
Right.
On
well,
grass.
the biggest thing in the maiden, which is what these guys were watching when that happened. Also, I had no flap to elevator mix, so when I tested flaps in the air, I was ballooning, so I did not use flaps on that landing. and so that's why I was coming in a little fast. On the flights thereafter, I dialed in, I don't know, about 15% elevator with landing flaps, no ballooning whatsoever, and could really slow it down, you know?
Yeah.
So and I had several greasy landings after that. So, you know, of course, you're never filming those. That's how it works, you know?
I'm an amazing pilot when the camera's not rolling. It's
exactly. That's right. But yeah, I mean, great flyer, guys. And I mean, the lights, the scale, the sound, it's got plenty of power. It's a scale airplane. The rolls, I did a roll in my videos you guys saw. A little sluggish, like you said, Stuart. But it's not meant to do that, particularly if you're going to fly at scale, you know.
And you can always adjust the position of the link on the aileron if you want. But yeah, it rolls, it loops. But you know, unless you're trying to outmaneuver a fighter jet, then you don't really need to be doing that kind of stuff. Yeah, but it will do. But that's not where the real fun is for me, anyway. I mean, people will explore it and find their bit, but it will do it for sure. But it's no paddle. We're not pushing it as such.
But I can honestly say with the Turnigy pack right here, guys, the 3.3 pack. If you put this all the way to the balsa bulkhead, perfect CG with that. I mean, this pack was perfect in that plane all the way forward as far as it would go. CG'd at, I've got my CG at about 70 millimeters. The CG for the factory is 65 to 75. It did perfect. I mean, no weird tendencies whatsoever. I mean, so that the quick start guide, guys, is perfect. The throws are perfect. You could give yourself a little more aileron if you wanted to do rolls. You could. I had about 30% expo to start with, which made it a little mushy. So I was going to dial that down as well. It's just where I started and I back off.
Did you need much trim on your?
No, sir. I had to trim nothing. Nothing needed trimming. No. I think I might have gave in the second flight. I might have gave 2 clicks of left, if that. That was it. No up or down.
I've been watching everyone's flights so far, and they're all doing the same. They were having the same experience I had. Is that pretty much when taking off, I'm trying to do a really nice long rollout for takeoff, but I always hit just a little bump, and then it's in the air.
That's right. It wants to fly.
It wants to fly.
Yeah. And Stuart, are you taking off with or without flaps? Because this plane will take off nicely without flaps.
Oh, actually, I think in most cases I would have been doing it with mid flaps. I think especially on grass, that's a good thing to do, just to get you up a bit more. But still, it wants to fly more than most other models that I have, which is no bad thing, I think. And once it's up, it's climbing away at what, half power, if that.
Yeah. And full power, I mean, it's got plenty of power. Like I said, guys, I've got the Avios Albatross, which I love dearly. Never had a moment's problem with it. It's got the same power system, same props. Almost, I think it's 1600 millimeters, so it's just a hair smaller. But it flies incredibly well, and it reminds me so much of how this plane flies. This one just has gear. So
they're very pedigree, actually. It's interesting you say that from in terms of assembly and construction and finish. And how they fly, they're all of the same stable. And actually, the props from this same as the Bushmule and the Albatross.
Ah, okay, good to know. Well, so Stuart, I've seen a lot of people, of course. You watch the Facebook chats and things, and a lot of people have been saying about the UK delivery and things like that. Can you give us any insight into that?
Stock situation. Well, that's always a subject very close to any discussion with HobbyKing. But yes, the King Twin, if it's not in a warehouse already, then it will be very, very soon. And actually, I think the only warehouse that it's not in stock in is the UK currently and Hong Kong. UK container, for anybody in the UK watching or listening later, that is due to arrive around mid-September. and then Hong Kong at some point around then too. And then also for spare parts, it's obviously a very hot potato. Spare parts are not yet in stock, but they are going to be, especially I think in the US. I think within a week they're going to be in stock. What happened there, and this has been a challenging year for anybody, but especially in logistics, it's just that much harder, at least at the moment. Trying to imagine release, one model across 5 warehouses, and with parts too. It's already a bit of a challenge, but in the current climate, it's just that much more of a challenge. Logistics is difficult right now for anybody, and in some cases the spare parts are sent in a separate container to the model. We often just want to get the model as soon as we can and then follow up very, very quickly with parts. And even in some cases, parts have arrived before the model has arrived. But that's not the case with the King Twin. The model arrived first. I'm giving the US as an example here. The model arrived first in the US, and then the parts were a little bit delayed. They're actually stuck at customs right now. So
well, at least
they are
here.
en route.
They're here. Just the government doing the government thing.
We obviously know they're needed. Everybody wants parts and needs parts, and they are en route. And you can call me a liar. You can say, "Oh, that's crap," blah blah blah. But just give it a week or so, and then ask that same question, and there they'll be.
Well, I mean, it's all the companies, man. I mean, they get a new plane in and they don't have parts for a while, so it's no different. It's not just HobbyKings; it's everybody.
Yeah.
It's like someone posted on the video today and said, well, it's a bit pricey for me for a foam airplane. Well, guys, I don't know about y'all or what you're flying, but if you're looking at 1700 millimeter and up, $399 for a twin engine airplane of this caliber, this foam quality, with everything. I mean, my God, you can't hardly find it. I mean, and I've got several planes that are 1700 millimeter and up in my trailer right now, and none of them are this price range. So, and the foam quality, everything, the finish, everything on this airplane is worth every penny. So, if you do your research, you'll find out there's not much out there in the $399 price range that's in the 1700 millimeter range.
Yeah, and we obviously try and be as competitive as we can. We always known and pride ourselves on our pricing. Would I have liked it to have been cheaper? Absolutely. But we've still got to make a profit at the end of the day. And again, it comes back to mostly the current climate of things. There's 2 things really that are affecting pricing. And this is not just for HobbyKing. This is not just for other competitors out there. It's for many, many industries. And I said it before recently, and I'll say it again. It's the logistical costs have gone up astronomically. Container shipping and even shipping to customers, and also components, electronics. There is a real shortage of electronics, and where do you think RC models are compared to, say, home appliances in the pecking order of chips and
chips for vehicles, man, for that matter. We can't even get chips for vehicles, so come on,
Mm-hmm.
So we are way down there, and there's a increased demand and there's a decreased supply, and prices are going to go up and delays are going to be incurred. It's the ugly truth of the current situation.
Right. Well,
and that comes down to an increase in price, and that's what. I mean, a year or so ago, this model would have been cheaper for sure, and that's why models like the Bushmule or the Albatross, maybe similar size. There's a lot more going on in this model, and this is bigger than those 2. And some comments are like, oh, it should be the same price as the Albatross. Well, the Albatross price that you're seeing now, first of all, it's out of stock because it's coming back into stock. But when that does come back into stock, it will probably increase in price because our costs have increased.
Yes.
Our electronics costs have increased. So when you look at it, I think it's a fair price. And actually, I mean, looking at the sales, I think a lot of people agree too.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
Makes me wish I would have picked that plane up now. Man.
We always like to give value, but at the same time, we've got to live in the real world, and this is the real world we live in right now.
Right.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm just
absolutely.
telling
Because you got to make money to keep doing the R&D to keep supporting the hobby. I mean, it's just
Yeah,
it's no look at it.
keep the warehouses open, keep the staff employed, keep the goods flowing. It's
Yeah,
I'm
because
not.
I
I'm
can
not.
honestly
before
tell you, man, I've got a lot of foam airplanes, and the foam on this airplane is so dense, guys. I mean, it doesn't just dent from your fingers touching it or picking it up, or if you're CGing it. A lot of planes, the foam will dent if you're setting it on a CG. I'm telling you, I mean, the foam on this plane is so. I mean, it's rigid, guys. I mean, it's dense. It's just you got to touch it and feel it to see what I'm saying. It's just really nice quality. Again, I've always liked Avios products. My MiG 17 up here, I love it. Great flying jet to me. So, yeah, I mean, I'm very impressed with how hard this foam is on this airplane, man. Super impressed.
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned like the density and stuff. One of the other comments I picked up on was like, oh, you know, why is it not painted? Well, there's actually a reason behind that, and that reason is twofold. Knowing again, going back to the cost issue, it does make it you know, a little bit cheaper, you know, the unit price, but also it makes it quite a bit lighter. I'm a big fan of, especially with electric airframes, of getting them, you know, as light as possible, but at the same time not compromising, I believe, on looks. And that's why this and, you know, other models that you'll see and other models that have already come out, if there is white, then we will keep the white foam if it doesn't look bad, and it doesn't look bad at all on this. And also, what that white gives you is, you know, that I mentioned it before, that blank canvas. There's only a little bit of color on this model for you guys to really go to town on. So there are reasons behind doing it just in this foam finish, and primarily it's because it just makes it that much lighter. You'd be surprised. There's a model that you guys, a very popular model, Avios model. It's coming out again soon, and this time it's going to be less painted, and the all-up weight reduced by about 200 grams. Sorry, I don't know what that is in old money, but it's quite a saving, and that all relates to a lighter wing loading, which is then a better performing aircraft. So there's very much a reason behind that.
Well, I mean, you know, a lot of us out here, the Boozers, myself, Just Plain Crazy, Brendan McCormick, a lot of guys, we do paint planes. We like to customize our planes. And I can honestly tell you, paint changes the CG, it changes everything, the weight of the plane. You know, so you're exactly right. A couple cans of paint on an airplane, depending on what you're doing to it, will definitely change things around. So I'm telling you, foam quality, until you can actually feel this, it does not ding like typical soft foam. It's amazing. Awesome. What's up, John? How you doing, buddy? Good to have you, man.
Yeah, I'm just trying to catch up on the. There's a little bit of lag here.
A little bit of a roll call. We got John BHRC, Shadow Ops, Mickey BRC down in Australia. What's up, buddy? Of course, we got Robert Ortlep. We got Mike SSI, Jeff in Lower Alabama, Mickey. Well, I said Mickey. Hey, Mickey. Damn, Mickey's like Mickey. What's up, buddy? But we've got some good guys in here tonight, man. Mr. Victor Shameless over on the left side. Of course, GB Lennon, we've hit GB. So I appreciate all you guys being in here. It's an early show tonight for us, guys. We did post it, but we're doing that because of Stuart, because it is late where he's at right now. So, 6
hours ahead of time.
Yeah.
If you're on the East Coast.
Yeah, that's my guys, but I appreciate it. Thank you. I mean, I love this hobby in this industry, but I draw the line at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, kind of thing.
Hey, man, you got to sleep too, buddy. I get it, man. But yeah, I'm just, hey, Mickey, you're doing good stuff, man. Keep it up, buddy. Mickey's awesome, guys. But yeah, I mean, you know, so now, you know, you say the sales are going good, things are going good, getting a lot of comments. Can't wait to see people starting to get them and fly them. When will they start shipping out, Stuart? Do you have any idea?
If you order today, they may have already shipped today.
Okay, great.
So I was down at the warehouse today, the Netherlands warehouse, which is for the whole of Europe. It's just 5 minutes down the road, which is great from where I am. And these are going out the door. So that I can at least give you that as a testament. And I think it'll be a similar story, say, for example, in the US. So depending on where you in what region of the US, let's hope that you say with some certainty that you'd get it by the weekend, kind of thing.
That'd be great. Well, and guys, again, this plane's only 4 screws. You've got 2 wing screws that are about so long, and you've got 2 screws on your vertical stabilizer. Other than that, you got a little bit of glue for your rudder. Your horizontals go into the fuselage. Your hard bits around the nose. Your little pieces on the wing tips. A couple of little scale details that are glued in. Other than that, guys, that's it. So this plane is relatively, it's easy. I mean, you can be out in the field in probably less than an hour flying this airplane if you take your time. I was flying mine with a gyro just because I like one. You don't have to. I think it'll fly very stable without it, because when I did the maiden, I didn't even switch on the gyro until halfway through, and it did great. Do
you fly with gyros on most of your planes?
Yes,
yeah.
I do.
I'm only saying that just because I've never flown this with a gyro, because I just don't have any. Don't have any of those receivers. So if it's flying great without a gyro, it must be flying so much better with one. That's what I can say.
Yeah. I mean, when I flipped on the gyro, it locked it in to like, bam, it was locked in. But it was great without it. So I can't, but if you've got a crosswind or something, I like a gyro because it helps with the landings more than anything to keep it stable, especially if you got a little bit of crosswind. Headwind, or not so much. But at our field, we can have some crosswinds most of the time. But typically with a plane with a wing this big, it's going to be pretty locked in anyway, guys. But I just can't say enough good things about it. It sounds good in the air. Looks great. Everybody at the field was like, man, that thing looks awesome. We've got several pilots out at our field, real pilots, and they were amazed at how good this thing looked coming by slow and just scale. So I think it could be a good FPV plane. You could put a camera in the cockpit if you wanted to.
I was imagining most. It strikes me as the type of aircraft that you would, run drugs with, or illegal arms or something in the south of America. Yeah. So I was coming in and out of the jungle.
Well, there was a movie with Tom Cruise in it, and he was actually a hunter.
American Made. It's a very good movie.
Yes, this is what he was flying. Yes. So it was a great movie, and he was burning it up with this airplane, man. It was red and white though, the one he was flying.
Oh, actually, speaking of red and white, then, so I posted it on RC groups, and maybe it's been seen elsewhere, but we had an old sample here, and it was just in the way, and it was still in perfectly good condition and flyable. And one of my club mates likes to do paint jobs on his, and I know that that's something I wanted to encourage people to do. So I asked him if he could do one on that, and maybe Dustin, if I could send you the picture, you can show the guys. Let's see where it is. Here it is. So where do I send it? Not in Skype. Let's find Skype. So if I just drop it in Skype there, have you got it? Do you see that? Oh. Sorry, this is me being my mum and completely inept when it comes to technology. Yeah. Where the hell do I find the checkbox? Oh, right,
yeah, Nate said this play would be cool done in the Pablo Escobar scheme. It would be great. I agree.
It's almost big enough to fit one of these elephants in as well. All right, you should have a picture there now on chat. Do you guys see that on the system that we're talking on?
Yes.
And then Dustin, maybe you can post that up. But so as I was saying,
nice, very nice.
So Lars, give a shout out to Lars there at the Horse Model Flying Club, HLC, here in the Netherlands, which is an excellent club, by the way. I wanted to give kudos to them. You see that club in all the videos we do. It's an amazing club and really, really great bunch of people. So I wanted to give thanks there. He took it and he spent quite a bit of time, took his time and did a really, really nice job. He took a bunch of photos on how it's done and what he did and his method. And I'll try and find a way to put them up. I'll probably just end up putting them up on RC groups or somewhere like that. And he did like based on similar aircraft, like a Navy training scheme, and I think it looks pretty good. It's not a ultimate scale rendition, but neither's the aircraft. It's a sports scale model, but it looks the part, I think. And
it looks great.
I flew it, and I did a video. I'm going to put it up on my own channel in a few days.
Oh. Skype just died. What? What the heck? Jesus Christ. Upright. Saturn.
Yeah, it's showing up.
The Skype just like, screw you guys, you're cut off. Oh man.
Oh, you didn't get it?
No, I got the picture, but as soon as I got the picture, then it cut you guys out. I could still hear you, but it just cut you out for whatever reason. But I got the picture. I'm in the process now of putting it up so the guys can see it, because this is pretty awesome. I love this scheme.
Sorry for all the pressure there, Dustin.
Hey, look, at least he can do it, man. I couldn't figure it out, so he's got it.
Don't ask me to do it. It's not going to happen. I'm just going to end up holding a picture from my phone, and that will do it.
Right, yeah, exactly.
So here's the there's the scheme. That looks so cool.
Let's see. Is that where am I looking, in Skype or in?
It'll take a few seconds. In YouTube land.
Well, again, I've got one.
Yeah, there it is. That looks nice.
Brand new. So if anybody has any questions or wants to look in the box, let me know. We can do that right now.
Yeah, that plane is beautiful, man. I love that.
Yeah. So that was at our Warbird event just last weekend. I was flying this Mustang that's behind me, and actually another Durafly Warbird that's not coming out until next year. Little Easter egg for you guys there. That could be seen in the video. I'll have to check. I might have to blur it out. But yeah, I was really happy with how the model turned out in this custom scheme. And I tell you what, especially looking at the picture now, the props when that's coming towards you, that's really, really nice. With that nice red and one. Yeah,
very nice.
I see John's like, yeah, I want to paint mine now. Yeah, he should.
That's another thing, Stuart, you were saying in your video this morning that this plane could be done in military schemes. It could be done in a lot of different ways, guys, to really make it your own, dress it up. It's got so much potential.
You could even pretend that live in a fantasy land. Okay, I've made my way in life now. I've got my own private executive turboprop. What scheme do I want to do in it? And just do your own custom.
Exactly. What's up, Mike? Look, buddy.
Whatever.
Hey, Mr. Ray, Fiery Booty, what's up, man? Glad to have you here tonight. Goose is Wild, Jermaine Spencer. Got a lot of the good regular guys all dropping in, man. I appreciate the support. Love having Stuart here talking about the newest stuff, guys. Again, check out everybody's videos on this plane. John, VHRC, GB Linden, Patrinkix, Essential RC, of course, Jeff's Custom RC. Just everybody's got a different spin on it, guys, and it's a beautiful plane. I haven't seen anybody fly it that doesn't love it. This flies really, really nicely. It looks well in the air. Definitely check out Stuart's video, the premiere that he put out this morning at 6 a.m. Hey, yeah, but that was really good, very good video. And
actually, so sorry on that then. I was thinking about that as I was watching it. I was like, holy crap, this is really early for our biggest customer base, the US. I'm kind of thinking I might put a note in with marketing to move that premiere a little later on so more people can jump
on the East Coast you're at 6 a.m. On the West Coast where John and GB are, you're at 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
And they still get that.
Yeah, that's right. And GB was still in there.
Than I am.
Yeah. I was shocked GB was in there this morning, but he was, man. He was rolling, so bam! That's pretty cool. But yeah, we had a good time. It was a good crowd, man. Like I said, over 150 people at one time, and that was great. A lot of good feedback. So, as I said, I can't say enough good things about this airplane. I think John, GB, Patrinkix, everybody would agree. I hope sales do great for Avios. I think they've hit it out of the park, as I've told you guys all along. I'm very impressed with it. So, just my thoughts. So, you know what they say about opinions.
Yep. Yeah. I value your opinion. I'm sure other people do too. I mean, that's why people subscribe, right?
Mhm.
Well, and that's also why there's something out there for everybody, from small size to large and bigger. I mean, it's bigger than these guys. I mean, your wallet, if it opens, you can spend any amount of money you want to spend. You know, you could take this plane, for instance, guys, start out for the price of it, and you could put different motors, different servos, different ESCs, all kinds of details. You know, it just depends on what you want to do with it. The sky's the limit, but I can honestly tell you this: the airframe on this plane is incredible. As far as not being composite and being a foam airplane,
Absolutely.
the foam is just amazing on this airplane. So, you know, buy it, hook it up. Hey, look, Stuart, something to recommend. Tell them to sell it in a daggone ARF, man, or a kit, you know?
Well, the way the prices are going with electronic parts, that might be all that we're selling.
I mean, that way if people want to complain about servos, okay, put your own in. You want to put different motors in, different landing gear, hey, I get it. But I don't know what you guys would sell it for just as a foam frame. Don't even paint it. Just a foam frame. I think it'd be great just to do that, you know? I wish more companies would do that.
It's interesting because, you know, historically, and this has come up before, historically, that has been done. For example, I think it was the B163. That was done as a plain white ARF version and one or two others. And okay, this was a few years ago, but the sales of those models were massively lower compared to the plug and fly. But times are slightly different now. The economy is different.
Right.
So maybe there's an idea to explore that. I mean, it can certainly be easily done for sure.
Yeah.
And if people are customizing them anyway, more and more. I mean, it's kind of a relatively new thing for HobbyKings to be pushing. So it could absolutely happen if the demand's there.
Yeah, John DHRC said he loved how easily the wingtips come off, and you're exactly right. I took this one off just a few minutes ago just to show it. It's easy, man. It's, you know, a lot of models are going to this now, guys, because it makes it easy for transport. But also, if you want to take off the whole wing on this plane, you're talking 2 screws, guys, and it has a hard point that goes in with 2 plastic hard pieces, so you could take off the whole wing if you so choose. But if you just want to transport it without, from here over, will come off. And you're talking almost a foot of wing on each side, guys.
Right.
Take it off, you know? So, and the connectors on these wings are super nice. They're like what you see on a computer monitor. Heavy duty. They're not plastic, you know?
Yeah, they work well for sure. But do you think there's I mean, I was seeing a lot of comments that were like, oh, you know, it's really nice to see a civilian and a twin. So
Yes.
it's always interesting to note those comments, and you know, how much of it is just one person's opinion, or if there's a general shift. There's many different. There's always trends and fads in any industry, but especially in this one. And is there a growing desire for civilian stuff? I don't know, but I mean, certainly the reaction to this one has been positive so far. So we can take it for what it is and see where it takes us.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I like seeing civilian stuff as well, especially scale stuff like this. I mean, you know, I'd love to see a bigger citation. I wish, you know, we've got, you know, small citations. I wish somebody would do a nice citation this size would be incredible.
Yeah, the engined jet, right?
Yeah. They'd be beautiful, especially in the same colors and everything, and have the twin nacelles. I think it would be awesome. So yeah, I love civilian stuff myself. But from what I've seen too, Stuart, there are a lot of people out there saying that they love to see the more civilian things. So I get it. You know, a lot of people get tired of military jets, things like that. You know.
Well, it's talking about the those trends, and yeah, there's been a lot of jets in recent years, and I get it. Jets can be very, very cool. I personally don't understand owning only jets. I would always want to mix it up a bit. And the people have been asking if we're getting more EDFs. Yes, we are. Jeff, I know I've shown you behind the curtain a little bit on that too.
Yes.
And as well as, you know, bringing back some favourites with some improvements. But it's exciting when something, you know, somewhat new comes along. New as in, you know, there's other civilian aircraft out there, but this is quite a new one for us. It's a modern era twin turboprop, which is nice. And personally, I never liked turboprops, and I've been flying this. Okay, I know it's not truly a turboprop, but of course it looks like one.
Right.
And they're really growing on me. They're really, really growing, but just from the aesthetic standpoint.
Yeah, which, you know, giving you the cowl with the turbo, you know, the turbines will be in here as well, so that's actually pretty cool. I dig it. Yeah, definitely. And I mean, and you know, guys, again, I say this as well. You know, all of us that put out videos, we do have affiliate links, because if you buy from our links, it gives us a small commission, and we all appreciate it. So just like anyone you watch, whether it be me, GB Lennon, John VH, Pit Trinkets, Pilot Ryan, any of us guys that you watch, click on the links. It doesn't cost you a dime, and it gives us a little something to help the companies review these planes so they can get them out to us. We enjoy doing it. And it, you know, if we find issues or whatever, we can report it so that they can only. It's like having good customer service. We help them to make the products better for you guys. You know, so
yeah, I want to reiterate that as well, because I've begun to understand more the importance of, you know, that those links, and you see some comments and some opinions, and it's like it's almost like a dirty word or a bad thing.
Right.
It's helping the people out that are making these, you know, videos that are essentially now our TV. This is our entertainment. I can't remember the last time I actually watched TV. I just don't do it.
Exactly.
And you know, these creators are not getting paid a TV star's salary. You know, they've got, this isn't in fact their job. This is just something they do on the side. So any little bit that helps, we're all for supporting that. But we can only support it so far. It comes from, you know, customers and viewers out there doing the right thing. And yeah, it's not a dirty word or a secret society. Just press the affiliate link. You're not going to get a virus on your computer. You're just going to help out, you know, the guy making that video.
It's like, look, Stuart, it's like Dave Marshall had a show on last night, and he was talking about some of the similar things. And, you know, it's one of those things, guys, if an airplane doesn't pique your interest, then don't watch the video. If it doesn't pique your interest, then don't click the link. Don't leave bad comments. I mean, why be hurtful to a company, to an individual, when obviously we're all doing what we love, and we love the airplane, and we like working with the company. And if you don't like the company for whatever reason, you don't like us, just don't watch it. Look away. I mean, because here's the thing, guys, that you don't realize. YouTube likes comments whether they're good or bad, okay? So whether you comment good or you comment bad, or you thumbs up or you thumbs down, it only helps us one way or another, because it helps the algorithms. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, if you don't like it, then don't watch it. There's tons of other things to watch. Watch it, then don't be hurtful. Don't leave hurtful words. It doesn't do anything for anybody. So, you know, just my 2 cents. And thank you.
Right. Thanks for coming to my
I got to say, I'm still completely in the dark of how, you know, YouTube analytics and everything work. But working with, you know, reviewers and stuff more and more like you guys, I'm beginning to understand it a little more. But just from my own experience, I did a video recently of this big Mustang behind me, and for whatever reason, and maybe someone who knows better than this, sorry to hijack the show a bit, can explain it, but it's suddenly coming up as a suggested video more than any other video that I've ever made on my personal channel. I have no idea why, but it's doing it. It's working. So
that's right.
Oh, someone in the background. Oh, hey.
It's all good. Hey, Abby. And guys, the link that you see that I just dropped in here is for the affiliate link for my channel to go to Hobby King and get you one of these planes should you choose. Also, as I said, GB Linden, John VHRC, the Trinket Brothers, all these guys have affiliate links in their videos as well. So if you watch their videos, you want to support these guys as well, please click on their links. They've got the links to the batteries, the planes, the transmitter, everything. So just, if you're going to buy, guys, buy through a link of one of your people you watch, So
you're going to get it either way, and it's all coming from the same place, but it helps. It helps everybody. Dustin, how old's your little girl there? That's right.
Wanting tons of attention because she now has a 1-month-old brother.
Hey, Dustin, give it a minute, man. Mine just started high school yesterday, so he goes by that fast, brother. So enjoy it.
Oh yeah, no, I'm friends with one of my teachers I went to high school with, and she's like, "Oh, my 25th year of teaching," and I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, okay, I graduated in 06, so when you? I was like, wow. I started doing the math, and I'm just like, oh man, it's gonna be 20 years here in 5 years.
Yeah.
That I graduated high school, like, oh my gosh.
I'm gonna sound like my parents, but it does go fast.
Yeah, no, we get faster it goes. That's the scary thing about it, man. So
everything that my parents used to say, and I used to be like, yeah, whatever, okay. It's all true. It's horrible. I am becoming my parents.
I need to find it.
Right.
Is Hobby King going to ever release a DeLorean for people like us that can hit 88 miles an hour?
Maybe just a bare frame one. You have to put in your flux capacity yourself. The prices are gonna...
That's the secret.
That's right. Well, look, so we're going to let Stuart get out of here, guys, because it's late. It's 2 a.m. where he's at. So if you guys got any more questions, we got him for about 8 more minutes. We told him we'd keep it to an hour. If you guys got anything else you want to ask or see, now's the time. Dustin, you want to add something, please? I feel like I've been talking a lot. So,
you're good, buddy.
Y'all have at it.
I'm really impressed with this aircraft, and huge bonus considering that it is a twin engine, which I love twin engines.
It seems your daughter loves it too.
Yes, because she keeps calling Dad and keeps pointing to the background. But
so Stuart, Victor Shameless wanted to know: do the retracts only come as a set?
Yes, they do at the moment. But again, we're reading comments, we're taking feedback, taking requests. So they could be broken down and offered separately if there's enough demand for it, for sure.
Okay, all right. Good to know. So, Victor, I hope that answers your question. Victor just put together a really nice big Goshawk, guys. I love a Goshawk, so he's done a great job with that as well. But yeah, so again, this is up for grabs, guys. You guys can order them now. They're coming in. They're getting them more and more every day. Parts are coming in. Stuart said everything's coming on the container.
That's true, especially for the US. In fact, we've got a smaller shipment first that is now shipping, and then the container that has the parts on for the US also has more stock of the model itself. So you should be fully stocked with everything that you need at that point.
Awesome. Well, that's good. Well, Stuart, unless you've got anything else you want to throw in there, man, thank you for being
I
here.
would love to turn my camera and show you everything. But, I don't think I'll be back to this podcast if you do.
Hey, I've seen it, so I mean, I'm there, so I've already seen it. So it's all good.
That one being one of my favorites, and that's all I'll say. I'm ready for that one. I am really ready for that one.
My last. But I had a little count up just before we started because I had to rearrange stuff. And, sure, there was nothing really, apart from a few Easter eggs that you might be able to see in the background. But there's actually, there's 11 different models around here that are in various stages of pre-production samples, or very early production samples, CNC samples, and then mass production samples. So there's 11 here in my little garage, and then there's a few more at the warehouse too. And then there's the ones in the office in Hong Kong, because I'm working with the team there as well, and especially Albert and Byron in the product department. So there is a lot going on behind the scenes. The struggle seems to be just getting it from behind the scenes to the front of stage in the current global situation. Right. But
look, man, we love working with you to get it to the stage.
How long did it take to develop this? From the idea of hey, we want to do this, to actually getting here.
Exactly. This particular model, this was the story of this is there. It was an idea, and it was an idea before I even came back. And the team went to our partners, our factories, and were like, okay, this is what we think we want to make. And they turned around and said, oh well, we've got this. This is similar. And this actually had been an existing mold for a few years, but nothing had been done with it. We commissioned reworking on the molds to get it up to how it is now. It is a brand new model; it's never been on the market before, we added quite a bit of polish to what it was, how we first received it, to what you see now, and did some quite major modifications and changes. And I've been working on this myself for about a year now, and it was already molded at that point. Again, quite a few more changes had happened in this past year, and the final part was just getting the power set up right. But typically on development, it could take from CNC. Here we go. Look. You'll never guess what it is, so I can hold it up. This is a CNC prototype of something, so I can hold that up. And from this stage, this is just polystyrene. From that stage, it can take anything from 9 months or more. The shortest model I've ever developed was in 10 months, which was the Durafly Spitfire, and then it can take much longer. It can take I've had models, well, there's a model sitting here right now that, funnily enough, I actually started developing before my hiatus from Hobby King about 5 years ago or so, and then when I returned, I found it was still pretty much in the state that I left it in, so I picked it up again, and now it's almost ready. I'm looking at it right now. Of course, I'm not going to show you guys, but it's right there.
So, that's awesome. We just appreciate you letting us bring it to the forefront and bring it to the viewers along with you, man. I mean, that I'm very humbled for that, and I appreciate it. I love it. And
it's a very simple fact because it's exciting to do. I enjoy speaking with you guys. I enjoy interacting with the guys here on chatting in the community at large. It's part of the hobby. I'm very privileged that my hobby is my job, and it's also great that you guys are able to enjoy it and get a little bit out of it as well. That's why it's important that you click those affiliate links.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, just having someone as a fellow pilot and enthusiast helping to build these planes, guys. I mean, that means a lot to all of us that have Stuart's input on what is good or not good for these airplanes, and then taking our input and letting the factories know is everything. So that's
Absolutely.
why if we can find something and let Stuart know and talk about it, then it's only going to help make a better product. And let's face it, it doesn't matter what company it is. We're all test pilots, guys. That's why there's version 1, version 2, up to version 8 in some airplanes, because we all help to make those airplanes better. I mean,
well, I was thinking about this. I was thinking, is this something that's exclusive to our industry? Just because you seem to see it, quite a bit. And then I realized that it's not actually. You think of, car manufacturers and stuff like that.
Yes.
They're always doing, quite unbeknown to customers, most of the time, they're always doing little changes, throughout production. Or for example, Sato engines. They're an engine manufacturer, a very well-known engine manufacturer. I was reading up on the history of some of their engines because I've got a lot of their 4-strokes as well. I collect old 4-strokes, and they were talking about the changes in manufacturing, because I had a Sato engine that I was stripping down and changing parts, and I found that my crankshaft was actually a completely different design to the spare crankshaft spare part that's now being sold. And it turns out that they just made a change in manufacturing, didn't tell anybody, and just made it. The new crankshaft fits exactly as the old one, but they're very different in the way they're made. And then other industries do that too, car manufacturers, like I said.
Yeah.
So I think it's unfair to say that the customers are the guinea pig, but there's always room for improvement, and as long as there is, you'll always see those improvements, hopefully.
Right. Yeah, and I'm going through it right now with one of my CNC machines. I had to replace a wiper.
Okay.
It's a wear item, and it's actually kind of like a squeegee for guys that don't know much about machining. And there's 2 different profiles. So if I first see it, I'm like, well, is this? Did I get the wrong part? No, you got the right part. But then there's like this like clear tube that's on the backside, and it's like a C channel, and then the tube goes in it. And what it does, it gives it rigidity and stiffness. And I'm like, so do I remove this? And so I'm talking to the manufacturer, not my dealer at this point, and he's like, no, he's like, we changed it because of XYZ. It's supposed to be, it's going to be better. It's not that it may be better. It's just going to be better. So it's always good to see the what we used to call at Caterpillar the CPI, continuous product improvements that take place.
Well, actually, and I think this is one of the benefits of social media and platforms like this, because that change can be affected much more quickly as well.
Right.
Because everyone's reaction to it is pretty much live and instantaneous, and as a supplier, we can react to that relatively quickly as well. The only delay is in the physical shipping of goods from one place to another. If it's a small item like a propeller, for example, no big deal. But a big box like this, the only way you're going to ship it cost effectively is via a container. But that being said, small changes can be made quite quickly and easily at the factory, and then once the next batch comes, there'll be some small improvements there if needed.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So it's I think people are mostly accepting of that. I don't know. What do you think? We have a very critical customer base. I know that. But
I think everybody wants something perfect out of the box in this day and time. There's not many things like that. I mean, you have to wait in line for a cheeseburger. I mean, so let's face it. You're getting stuff from China, Hong Kong, places like that. So you're gonna have to wait for it. But also the fact that COVID, everything, and like you said earlier, everything's crazy right now. But I mean, at the end of the day, if you look at what you're getting for the price and what it'll do, I mean, come on. I mean, that's a lot of bang for your buck if you really want to break it down. We're standing here on the ground flying these planes almost out of sight, and they look this daggone good. I mean, so
we may fly them out of sight, but we never fly them above 400 feet.
No. we definitely don't do that here either. But it's interesting when you talk about what you get, but then also you got to think, and I was reminded of this, of what goes into making it.
Yes.
that custom one that was painted that you saw a picture of earlier, that custom paint job. So Lars painted it, but I essentially gave it to him as an ARF, and then I had to install all of the components myself. That took me a long time. So then you got to think that someone's doing that for you. That's a heck of an expense.
And look, I wanted to say thank you to Pilot Ryan. He just showed up. He clicked that button in my Facebook link today, and I am very humbled. Thank you so much. I think you're going to love this plane. I can't wait to see you fly it. It's an awesome airplane, man. I'm very impressed by it. I think you're going to love the foam quality of it. Yes. So I just appreciate it, and I'd love to say hello to Mr. Brendan McCormick. Brendan, you'll love this. I'd love to see you do a scheme on it, man. It's right up your alley, buddy. It's big. It's got your name all over it.
Is there quite a lot of custom scheme guys in here? I recognize quite a few of the names.
Well, if you look at Brendan McCormick, he is just plain crazy, Stuart. He has done some beautiful schemes on the big AL-37. He's done a Jurassic Park scheme. He's also done a Toy Story scheme. And his work is excellent on what he's done. And he has several parts to his videos. But he just did a Jurassic Park that is awesome.
Okay.
So this one, I'd love to see what he could do on this one too, because that's right up his alley, doing stuff like that. Just like we all love doing different paint jobs. But I tell you, this is a great tip, and I'll pass it along in case anybody hadn't seen it, and in case you hadn't seen it, Stuart. And Brendan was the one that brought it to light. For painting foam, we always want to paint foam and not peel paint. When we paint with tape, right? If you will rub the plane with talcum powder before you put tape on it, and then paint it, not only will you get a crisper line, but you will not peel your paint. It's amazing. I'm telling you, best kept secret ever, man.
Yeah, I've never heard of that one. So
try it. It works.
I gotta ask, how does that work? Okay, so you got the foam, right?
Yeah.
You put talcum powder on it.
Yeah. So like, just to give you an example, so like right here on this plane right here, let's say you were going to paint this a different color, right? Take talcum powder on a paper towel like so, and rub it all over the foam, right? Anywhere you're going to paint. And then you take your tape and you do your tape line, and then you spray paint, and the paint will not peel the tape will not peel your existing paint, and also it gives you a crisper line because your paint does not bleed like it does without the powder. I'm telling you, man.
So it's like a filler then for the beads in the foam, so it doesn't bleed into the small gaps that might be there in manufacturing. But also it adds a dusting layer, so the powder sticks more to the tape than to the paint.
Yes, and it works amazingly. Yes. So
I did a similar thing, but it would still create bleeding with Blender tape like we have here. So this is quite tacky. This is quite good for masking, but I'd have to take a strip of it, rub it on my jeans or on my trousers, get a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll have to try that next time. It's a good tip. Yeah. Thank you.
You got to try it, man. It's the greatest thing since sliced bread. I'm telling you. Excellent tip. So, yeah, Brendan's got a great channel, man. So definitely check him out as well. He does some beautiful schemes. But again, guys, like we were saying, thank you to Pilot Ryan for clicking on that link, hitting that button, buying this plane. I think he's gonna love it. If you got any questions, you can reach out to me or Stuart. Stuart said he'd answer any questions for you as well. But like I said, if you guys have got any questions, drop them in there now, because we're going to let Stuart get out of here because it's late for him, and he's got to work tomorrow, I'm sure, doing something.
Yeah. And then all my evenings are taken up because the family are coming back on Saturday. I've had my own holiday of sorts that, I have a wife and 2 young kids. I was able to ship them off to Finland to the family summer house there, and it's been really nice, like sleeping in beyond 6 o'clock in the morning, and having late nights, right, and having all the models all over the house, not having to tidy up.
It's like no care in the world.
Yeah, it's like being 20 again, but it all comes to an end.
Stuart, I think Brendan just dropped a link in there for his video on the painting technique. Okay. So if you get a chance and you want to watch that, again, he's just plain crazy. So check out that link he dropped in, and I think you'll be impressed by that painting technique. It's a great technique. Makes life a lot easier for those of us that want to change up a plane.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, let's see what else we got here. I want to support. Yeah, man, look, Pilot Ryan, I appreciate it, buddy. And he want to support you on this one too as well, Stuart. He said, "Welcome back, man."
There's a lot of nice comments and shout outs. Thank you very much, everybody.
Definitely. Kenny is in charge of the Stuart fan club. Yeah, watch Kenny now.
Oh yeah.
Kenny telling me to balance my props today. Yeah, I was like, "F you, Kenny."
That's a good tip. Balancing props is always a good thing.
Yes, sir. And Air Marshal, there he is, Dave Marshall. We were just talking about you earlier tonight, buddy, in your show last night, talking about if you don't like a video, don't click on it. If you don't like an airplane, don't watch it. That's just how it is.
Right.
Good tips there. Don't leave negative comments. And even if you do, it makes the algorithms good. So whatever. Yeah. So, yeah, everybody say keep up the great work, Stuart. We're glad to have you back. And we are. It's good. It's always fun, man.
Yeah, well, we're trying, and it's. I always want to make sure that I mention all of the team because whilst I might be on the videos, it's not just me. There's a small bunch of guys out in Hong Kong as well, Byron and Albert there, and then also. Once it gets more front of stage, you guys out there, like Jeff, I know we've been discussing some stuff, and John and Ryan and Robert and Blaz out in Slovenia and all those other reviewers. It's not just a case of we've got a product which you would like to review it. There's really good feedback and comments there behind the scene as well, and then further to that the feedback from the community when these things are out in the public. So it's really an all-round effort, and me and the guys here at the company, we're modelers just like you. We're modelers first and foremost. So everything you say resonates with us. Everything, because we get it. We get it because we're the same. We do the same. We pretty much think the same. We think, not all the time. Some people are wrong, of course, but that's
right. Well, we all love what we do, obviously, and we all beat the pavement and enjoy it. And some of us harder than others, and it is what it is. And it's a lot of work, man. I mean, taking videos, editing videos, especially with families, and as you well know, people like Ryan, other people. I mean, it's a never-ending job, man. If you want to get it out there and you want to do it right, so all you guys help us.
It's a hard thing. And it's amazing me how many different elements there is, from that piece of prototype foam right up to where we are now, and how I love the process of how it goes from just one idea between one or two people, and then as it grows as a product, more and more people get involved to the point where it's released to the consumer, and even then it just keeps growing because you get that feedback. We talked about different versions of things, and how Dustin, you talked about, you had a term for it in your industry about how it keeps rolling and improving.
Yep.
It's if the product's got the potential and it's good to start with, it's always a great cycle to watch it progress. And it's a point I'm making. It's a group effort. It's not just one person doing one thing. It's a group effort, and I think we're all rewarded by ultimately a model that, whatever it is, that resonates with us and that we enjoy flying, and other people enjoy watching us fly and end up keeping. I don't know if you guys are the same, but I pretty much only keep the models I really, really like, and I've still got a lot of my favorite HobbyKing models around here, but also non-HobbyKing models as well. But it's an interesting point that there's many other people around the world that are the same and like that same models, because we're all pretty similar at the end of the day.
There was someone, John Graham had a question for you, Stuart, and he said, are there any extra hints on the next two 40-inch WW2 planes that you guys have coming out.
I'm just looking if there's anything. I thought I left an Easter egg in the background for that one, but no,
Not this
I
time.
can't let the cat out of the bag on that one just yet.
I know.
It's coming soon. In fact, it's coming so soon. I've got to hurry up and do the video, which I'm going to do tomorrow. For that, we're gonna.
Awesome.
Oh, another shout out I want to give is to Andries, who does all of the videos for us. He's a fellow club member down at HLC here in the Netherlands, and I think he's been doing a really, really good job on the videos. And he and I are going down to the club tomorrow to film that, as well as testing a few prototypes. So, yeah, hints for the Reno Aces ones. He said, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, there's two more coming. I've already given a hint, actually, with my first comment on what the next one will be. And then the third and final one is, I'm going to call it Strawberries and Cream. That's my hint. That's about it.
Okay.
Okay. And that's it. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
There you go. So you got to hear first.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Guys, well, I mean, like I said, you get something else to ask, you need to do it because we're keeping Stuart, and I
don't mind. Like, I don't know if it's my whiskey or the two coffees that I've had this evening, but I feel like it's 9 o'clock at night.
Hey, well, good. Well, hey, man, we're pulling. I was going to tell these guys, you know, I got a couple of things this weekend that actually.
Yeah. Actually, just let me get my charger, and then I'll be back in a second because I want to continue this chat.
Okay. All right. Cool. I got a couple of things this weekend, Dustin, and I'll show you what it is right now. I'll show the other guys. And congratulations to Mary Boozer as well. They had a boy. I don't know if they put the name up yet, but I do know that they had a boy.
Oh, I didn't know that. Congrats. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I'll show you guys. I've been listening, you know, to Pilot Ryan, Mary Boozers, people like that, and so went ahead and did it, and read a lot of reviews and things like that. Looking forward to it. As you guys well know, I've been using my iPhone a lot, which I love. Take nothing from it. Also been recording with a Canon 7D, an EOS.
Let's call that the beast.
And now, do what?
Let's call that one the beast.
Well, this is what I got, and so.
Hey, I think that's one of the ones we use. Really good camera.
Well, I think GB uses one like this. I've asked him about it before. I think the Boozers just got one like it. And my next door neighbor is actually, they own a photo shop here in town. It's called ASAP Photo and Camera. And he actually helped me out with what I needed to get. And they've got a great website if you guys ever need anything. And being that, you know, he is my neighbor, I went and got it with him because he went in on his day off and helped me out. So, but yeah, that's like I said, it's a great camera from what I've seen so far. Image stabilization, high megapixels. I think it's 20. Remote control. I can use my phone to actually control it. So yeah, pretty impressed by it. And then, you know, I don't know, Stuart, if you've watched this enough to see, but we have a good friend of ours that owns a business. It's called Zoom RC.
Yeah, Marshall.
He is a great guy. We get a lot of servo leads and things from him.
He does expensive leads and stuff, right?
Yeah, he makes really good stuff. But guys, I got a box from him today, and I'll show you what I got in the box. And like I said, his name is Marshall. If any of you guys ever need anything, he's in Texas. Normally you get your stuff within 3 business days. But I did get a really nice set of these. These are like wrenches, more or less. But these are really cool, guys. These are the servo connectors that you put on your servos, and it keeps them from coming apart. He makes them in all different colors. These are great. And of course, you know, hinge tape. You never can have too much hinge tape. Had to get some of that. But these are really cool. This is one thing, man. I told him, I said, I got to have these. And if you guys do Facebook, I'm sure you've seen these on his site. These are soldering jigs, guys. Aluminum soldering jigs. And they are awesome. All your XT plugs, all of your different size connectors, you can see those. They're absolutely awesome. They're aluminum. He also said that they would work with your XT, EC5s, EC3s. They'll fit in here as well. And guys, I went ahead and I got an extra one. We're going to give one of these on the show away. So if any of you guys think you'd like one of these, comment on tonight's show, and I'll get Dustin and myself. We'll go through the comments, and we'll be giving one of these away for Zoom RC. And they're awesome. So, and I think you guys have them as well, Stuart, but I don't think you guys have had them in stock.
I think to be fair, many people have them.
Yeah.
But if you're getting a very good service from a local guy, why not?
Well, and he's a little guy. He does a great job, and he's quick shipping. And guys, if you use code JCRC10, you get 10% off your entire order. I do promote him because he's been good to me as far as sending out stuff and for my leads and things. And a lot of times for a while there, you couldn't find leads anywhere, man. You couldn't get extensions. You couldn't get anything anywhere. Nobody had them. But he sells a lot of surface stuff as well, guys. And I think Dustin, he asked me if you ever got up with him yet, Dustin?
No, I have not, man, because I've just been too busy. My thing is, like, I come home when I come home like at 5:30, 6 o'clock, I don't want to call anybody as far as like about work or business because I know they want to be home, like spending time with their family and stuff. So, and I've been the only one running the shop for the past 2 days, so it's just something that's kind of fell down on the priority list, but.
Well,
it's on my to-do list. It is on my to-do list.
Well, he texted me today. And asked me if I got my package, and I told him it came in the mail, but I hadn't opened it yet. Mm-hmm. And he asked me, had I talked to you? And I said yes. But you'd been really busy and you were swamped yesterday. So Dustin actually got a new truck, guys. It's the big, what is it, Losi Baja?
Yeah, it's the 1/6 scale Losi. Super. It's called the Losi Super Baja Ray 2.0.
Oh no.
Okay.
And that's a beast.
Have you got it there?
It's drying off right now because I took it to the shop because we got a big gravel like fenced in area. It doesn't do well on grass because you have to tune it for grass because it's a Baja truck, and so I went out there like ripping around on it and like, holy heck. It will throw up gravel like there is no tomorrow. Like I came by, like it peppered my legs. It runs on 8S. It's a 1/6 scale, so it's like 3 feet long, and it is huge. And I was running over rebar and jumping rebar and stuff. It was pretty wild. It's pretty cool. The part that sucks is like with planes, we just wipe them off and put them up. You have like 20 screws you gotta take out to take the body off, and then like wash it off and like blow dry it all out and stuff. So it's a little endeavor to do it, but it's cool. It's cool.
And he was talking about getting some different batteries and stuff. And I know Marshall has some in the hard case and things like that. So that's kind of what he was looking at. So I was trying to get them hooked up, but yeah, Dustin went into, what was it, Hangar 18, about 10 minutes from your house?
Yep. Well, it's like 40, yeah. It's like 30, 45, but yeah. They had,
yeah.
So what all started this is, we just had a kid. Wife loves Thai food because she's low Asian. Family's from Laos.
Thai food is like the best food out there.
Yeah, like we're just like legit Thai food. So the Thai food and Hangar 18 are next to each other. So I planned it out to like when I got off the exit, I called my wife and I'm like, all right, call it in. And she's like, oh, it'll be like 20, 35 minutes, which I knew it was going to be. So it allowed me some time to slip into the hobby store. And I was like, I was just looking around and they had the laser nut, which if you guys remember when it first came out, because like my colors are like white and blue. That's my two favorite color combos. And they had one. And I was like, oh, like let me open it. Can I open it? Like, yeah, you can open it and check it out. And it was like the carbon one. Let me still like put it up. And I was telling them, blue and white. And they go, oh, I got something for you. And they come around the corner, and like at the very bottom was a Slowsy. And I'm like, oh, wow. And it took me like a week to kind of warm up because it's an expensive truck.
Yeah.
And I've only had one other truck. So then the wife is like, go ahead, just get it. You know you want it. Which she set me up for something.
Oh, yes.
Well, we just got new phones Sunday.
Wait for it.
Sunday. She upgraded her iPhone 8 to an iPhone 12 Max Pro or whatever it is.
Yeah, look, Dustin's texting me on Sunday going, which one should I get? Should I get this one? Should I get that one? I'm like, dude, they're both wicked. So, I don't know what to tell you.
Just like, just get one.
But that's the thing you put into, right? It always ends up costing double what you pay for in the shop because you have to then buy something nice for your other half.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Brian that owns Hangar 18 in that area, he's a super nice guy. Normally, he'll give you a discount or a deal on something, so you either don't pay tax or you get a better price. One way or another, you get a good deal. So, it's kind of like when you walk in there and there it is. It's almost like, should I buy it or shouldn't I? I mean.
Yeah, then like when I took it out and then I forget the other guy's name that works there, but he came in like with some batteries and plugged it up, and it's got an LED bar on the front bumper, and it's got an LED bar underneath or right up where the top of the window's at, and it's got an LED bar in the back, and it's just like BAM! I was like, I'm a sucker.
So, I'll take it.
I'm a sucker.
Yeah, we had our Warbird event, like I said, just this weekend, and we had the FMS Jeep there, and I there's not many cars that I like, but this one I really, really liked, and we had all the Warbirds taxiing out, and the Jeep was, driving in front of it with a little follow me flag, and it's really, really cool. And then the Jeep, quickly got out of the way, but the battery was going flat just as they were taking off, so it just managed to clear the runway before the first Quarter Scout Corsair went roaring down the runway. But
I tell you, man, it's just amazing where this hobby is going. It's amazing where this hobby is going between the tanks, the Jeeps, the cars, the trucks, the planes, the jets. I mean, it's like, wow, man. I mean, it's good to be an older kid back. I mean, because, dang, they didn't have all this when we were kids, So,
I grew up like on the Tyco, like RC cars. There was like this.
What?
Tyco?
Yeah, say that again.
Tyco,
yeah.
Yeah, I had the Tycos, yeah.
I have this one that's just cool. It looks like a little truck, but you hit a button and it's like this Cobra head comes out, and like you ride around with the Cobra head, and then like you hit another button and it'll spit water out. That's so cool. I still got it.
But everyone's first proper RC car was a Tamiya, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I have one of those. Yep. Yeah.
We had the old static line airplanes with the motor. You put the spring on the prop and you turn it, and if it spun around and hit your damn finger, it would light you up. But it was a static line. You had to stand there and hold it like this,
the round what's it called?
Flight.
Not pylon.
Flight.
They're static line.
Control line.
Yes. Yeah. But you had to, and then they had a dune buggy that they made that had slicks on the back of it, and that was also, I think it had a little pull cord on the back of it, but it was a little dune buggy, man. That was. I
remember the little Croatia ones had the little pull cords.
Yes. Yeah. And then we got into the Evel Knievel bikes that you wound up like this, and they took off.
There you go. John was saying his first one was the Hornet. Yeah, I think I had the Grasshopper. I think it was like £5 cheaper than the Hornet. I can't remember what the difference was. I remember one was white, one was black. But yeah, and then One that I always wanted, but I could never get, was the Sand Scorcher. I don't know if, there's many there that know Tamiya, but they had this. It was kind of like a Baja Beetle thing, and then of course, years later it became very sought after. But then they re-released it, and I brought a re-released kit straight away in Hong Kong. This was when I was still living in Hong Kong, when there was still some really cool model shops in Hong Kong. Sadly, there's not many now on the high street, and it was wrapped in the plastic, and it stayed wrapped in the plastic, and it's still at my mum's. I'm going to see it when I go back to the UK next week. I'm just going to look at the box, and I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm not going to open it. And that's about as much as I'm going to do with it. But I'm just so happy that I've got it, because it was an amazing looking.
I wish I had a lot of the stuff I had. I'm 55, and gosh knows if I had a lot of the stuff I had back then, man, gosh.
Oh yeah, and it was just like the cool, like bizarre stuff that they had. Like they had this. It had 4 wheels, like in line. It had a track, kind of like an excavator or a dozer does. But then, like, if you went up to something that you couldn't like get over, 2 of those wheels would like come up, and so then now it's like a square, and then now it's like a square band. You could like go over it. And then they had this other one that, due to centrifugal force, it would the tires would spin up, and so they would just balloon. Really, is what they would do. And my grandpa.
What was that? A Tamiya kit, or what was that?
That was a Tyco, I believe.
Right. Okay.
Because Tyco was like really big around here. You could get it like at Toys R Us, the toy stores, and all that.
Yeah. In the UK.
And
done that too, Brian. It's called Pinewood Derby.
But trains. It's not RC, but train sets a big thing for you guys in the US, because they were really quite big in the UK.
Yeah, I got into trains.
They were for a little while, and I guess they still are. It just varies from person to person,
Yeah. No, it's just I just remember going around my friend's house, and when we weren't looking at his dad's titty mags, we were playing with his dad's train set. It was amazing.
Yeah. I mean, well, it's just like I said, it's amazing from where we've seen RC, controlled stuff come from. I remember when a lot of RC cars would only turn left. You could go in a circle, You couldn't even back up. They would only turn in one direction. And now, I mean, my God, look at what they'll do.
Well, Jeff. I don't remember those ones.
Yeah, I mean, they only had like one servo, and it would only go left, I think, and so you knew you could turn it around, but that was about all you could do, You could go straight and left. But I mean, like I said, the Doom buggy, I remember the Baja bug you're talking about, and then we had the rip cars. Remember where you stuck the thing through it and you pulled the thing out, and they would take off and they'd hit each other and bust all to pieces?
So it was the Tyco was called the Dozer, and it had like so it had the track, but it had a like a spoiler on top. But then when you went in reverse in the Dozer mode, you could like push people or push like cars like off ledges and stuff. But the other one I was talking about where the tires ballooned up at was called Tire Storm by Tyco. My mom, she would always go to the mall, and there was this really, really awesome hobby store there. And first thing I remember going in and seeing their radio and like, oh my God, why do you have to have that many switches? I'm like 10, right? Then they were really big in the helicopters. They weren't big in the planes, but really, really big in the helicopters. But also HO scale trains.
Yes.
For a few years. And like there's like two at Crabtree. There's 2 centers, like I'll just say 2 centers. In one of the centers, there was this huge train store that they had a train that would roll by. It'd be like a HO scale, and then it'd be like an N scale, and then it'd be like an O scale, and like it would progressively like get a bigger and bigger train. Then it'd go back to the N scale and HO scale and go back again. But it was so cool. I hate they went out of business, but
you don't see it set up like that anymore, do you?
No.
I remember every shop had a train set, what do you call them? Diorama, I think that's what you call them in the States. Anything like that.
There's
very.
There's a hobby store like 10 minutes down the road from me. They're real big into surface or cars and trucks, but they also have a train set that he's been slowly working on. And I'll go by there and then stop by and just speak with the guy. And he's really into it as far as details and stuff goes. He's got a roundabout in there. He's got a little yard with I think about 8 to 12 run lines on it. So and he has like a puzzle where it's like, hey, move these cars all on this one track without going on the same track twice type thing. So it's a puzzle on that. It's pretty cool stuff. He makes it interesting when you go in there.
It is. It's very cool, and I miss that kind of stuff. But I might have to punch out now, ladies and gentlemen, because it's 20-3.
Oof,
and I forgot that Quinn's picking up at lunchtime. I meant to be at the club at 8:30, so I got to get going.
Oh man, yeah you do. Yes you do.
But thanks. I mean, it's been time well spent, and thank you to everybody for your questions and stuff. I'm just seeing if there's any more quickly. So Stuart, you're going to make us a 1600 ml or larger BF 109. Always listen to feedback. Never say never.
That's right.
Anything else? Any RC sailboats in the work? Not that I'm working on, and not that I'm aware of. I suck at RC sailboats, but who knows? Who knows?
Hey, that's honest. I mean, there you go. I like the boats you guys have, Stuart. That big boat you guys have is awesome.
Oh, we have a few good boats. I mean, we're primarily, plain guys and guys and girls. Is what we do. But we have some, good surface offers occasionally. And those, what was it, the Aquaholic and the Relentless, I think it is.
Yeah.
They're nice boats. They're really nice boats, and they're just simple and easy. I'm not sure if boats can get complicated, but I mean, they're good boats. And actually, we've got a few little small crawlers and stuff coming on our site. I think just in Hong Kong at the moment, but they're going to be going out to regionals as well.
Right.
So, how's that? Oh yeah, Inception. Yeah, I think it was called the Inception.
That's that Inception's awesome, man. That's a sweet boat.
That's the big one, isn't it? The red.
Yeah, that's the nice one. Yeah, I'd like to have that one. Yes.
It is big, but yeah.
It is big, yes.
All right.
But, all right, well, cool, man. Well, look, again, as always, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Hopefully, we'll do it again soon. And, guys, please check out Avios King Twin 1700 millimeter sports scale turboprop airplane here. Check out HobbyKings website. Get yours today. Hit your people's links, Stuart's links, my links, GB's, John's, all these guys. Click on them, show the love, support them.
Yep.
But definitely, whatever you do, get you one of these because, guys, they are sweet and they fly great. So thank you, Stuart.
Thank you. There was one more question. Can we hear the 2 more hints one more time? I'm too far gone to even remember what they are. Maybe someone
you just have to
strawberries and cream. Strawberries and cream.
You just have to rewatch all of this.
Yeah. I'd end up giving the game away if I try and remember it now. Sorry. Okay. Well, thank you, everybody. I'm gonna time out now.
Thank you, Stuart.
Have a good night, buddy. Thank you again.
We'll be talking soon, buddy.
Thank you. Sorry for yawning. Thank you.
Bye, my friend. Take care. Bye.
See you, buddy. Bye.
Awesome, guys. Well, we're going to wrap it up here because I want to try to get some work done as always because I'm a night owl like GB Linden is. But appreciate you guys coming out. Yes, it's a we got to get better at getting it out that when the show's going to be what am I trying to say here? Well, it's going to be earlier than normal. We got to do better about that. But I appreciate appreciate everybody as always for sticking around with us. And we'll catch you guys next week.
Who knows what we'll have?
We will have STD.
We might have a low C truck, a big one.
we got it. I got some parts ordered. There's also some parts that I'm making.
Oh, cool, man! So you're gonna hop it up? I hear you. Awesome.
Oh, dude,
awesome.
No. Let me tell you something. That truck does not need to be hopped up. It's 30 pounds, so 60+ miles an hour in a stock form. Like it is. You drop on the throttle and it's like a bat out of hell.
That's awesome, man.
It's like the acceleration of, like, let's say you're at Walmart or whatever, you're in line and some dude like goes and like grabs your butt from behind, right? You're like, out of here, gone, peace. Wouldn't want to be. Not that
I don't know, man. $20 is $20.
Man, this hobby's expensive.
Yeah.
But dude, it's huge.
Hey, like I said, next week, man, we'll show that truck and we'll talk about it, and hopefully get some different batteries, maybe from Marshall at zoomrc.net.
Yeah, I gotta talk about how that goes, how those batteries go in. They lay on top of each other, and there's an outlet that you put the wires through. So I want to talk to him about how to do that. But no, it's an expensive truck. I didn't pay nearly what Horizon has on it right now, but you have to drive that truck like a Baja truck. You can't. You can bash with it.
Yeah.
But you can't. Like an arm I had. Like you just, if I was on grass, half throttle, full throttle, turn the wheel, and it would just sit there, it would roll in the turns, and it just keep turning, and then as soon as it lands up straight, like you just keep on running. Like you can bash with it like this. This is more been meant to like be driven in rough terrain, over bumps, over jumps, and that type of stuff. But yeah, but awesome guys. We'll catch you guys. We'll catch you guys next week. And be good, be safe. See y'all.
Thank you.